I joined the Guild in 2020, but before that I was a writer's assistant, I was a PA, intern, sometimes unpaid intern, but they give you lunch. I don't know how that's legal, but one of those. So I'm really moved to speak at this particular picket. It is really hard to make a living as a support staffer even without a strike. So the fact that you're still showing up with us means the world. Thank you. Joining the Writers Guild materially changed my life overnight. For the first time ever, I had enough money to breathe. I had great health insurance. I had a pension, which is unheard of for anyone under 60 anymore. But getting staff didn't guarantee stability. I'm a comedy variety writer. We work on 13-week contracts, so every 13 weeks you find out if you're coming back to work, if you're lucky to work on a show that can offer you more than 13 weeks in the first place. One of our demands to the AMPTP was to establish a minimum wage for comedy variety shows on streaming. Not only did they refuse that, they offered to establish a day rate. Right answer. They want a workforce that goes home every night and waits to hear if we have work the next day. That's a future we cannot accept. We will never ratify a contract that turns union workers into day players, ever. Up until May 1st, I could promise you that joining the Writers Guild would guarantee you a better future, a better career, Papa John's. But if we had agreed to those proposals, I could no longer make you that promise. The AMPTP says our demands are unreasonable. That's a really common refrain in this industry, especially if you're young, if you're just starting out, if you are not white, if you are queer. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're really lucky to be here. You should be grateful. 1 million people would kill to have your job. When people think about working in entertainment, they think of all its flashy trappings. Occasionally you see a celebrity, you go to a premiere, maybe an awards show. They do not think about grueling 18-hour production days, or 8-hour turnaround times between shoots, or starvation wages. But that is the reality for too many laborers in this industry, even though it's your labor that creates the profit. And I'm not just talking about those of us with union protection, I mean all of you, every single person here. Your labor is skilled, your labor is necessary, and this industry cannot function without you. Let's be honest, if David Zaslav or Bob Iger had to be a set PA for 5 minutes, they'd kill themselves. We work in a $100 billion industry that when its workers withhold their labor, the entire thing falls apart. They rely on the assumption that your love of the game outweighs your desire to not get kicked in the teeth while you play it. The culture that's allowed predators to go unpunished in this industry for so long is the same poison that chastises a support staffer for asking for a raise so they can make rent, for the crew member demanding a safe, humane turnaround time between shoots, and for the writers and actors seeking a contract long enough to get health insurance. They want you to believe gratitude and self-worth are mutually exclusive, and that is a lie. They tell us we should be grateful because they know they are the lucky ones. They're lucky we are only asking for our fair share when we could be asking for way more than 2%, because they need us more than we need them. The energy here today is incredible, but let's be real, a strike is difficult, it's exhausting, and even though the studios let it slip that they decided to let this happen long before May 1st, for us, this was a last resort, and I know SAG feels the same way. We would never choose this path for ourselves, for each other, and for you unless everything was at stake, and it is. I promise this is a fight for your future, and for a world where all workers get to share in the fruits of their labor. And together we're gonna fucking win. Thank you.